Howdy ho. I don't know if you can hear me, but let's hope that you can. I'm gonna fool around with this stupid face for a little bit. Also, going to cap a beer and let's see if I can actually drink with this. Mm, tasty. So let's welcome to Rauta's very special stream. Look at this beautiful, beautiful shirt and this face. This is not you were expecting to see. But hey, it's Halloween. And I'm not taking myself too seriously, nor should you. So look at this face. What a beautiful creature. And this weather. You know, crosses, Celtic crosses, uh, RIP, tombstones, goofy skulls. We have pumpkins. We have bats. We have ghosts. We have spiders. And we have witch hats and cauldrons. Yeah, and man, I'll tell you, I'm sweating. So this is sweater indeed. I hope you can hear what I'm trying to say here because this mask is really something. I'm sweating inside. Sweating for you people who wanted some stupid Halloween stream. Wait a second, I'm crap my nose in order to drink. Alrighty, people. So, what do you say? Shall I keep the face like that or shall I remove it? So, hello, Shepkin. Hello, Robasaibot. Hello, Henna Saatana. Yeah, it's really sweaty. Actually, I was taking the kind of a what you call it hot tub with my neighbor, having an sauna, having a beer and cider prior to this one. And you know, those hot tubs, they can really, even though it's cold outside, technically speaking, it's still fucking hot. And now that I came inside like 20 minutes ago and I have sweater on, I'm fucking sweaty. Uh, I'm not gonna show you some skin, you pervert bastards. But okay, let's remove this one. This, I know I don't look much better without it, or I actually look better with it. But man, I'm pushing some. So yeah, how are you doing, people? Naked stream, maybe not so much, but I'll tell you, I'm not naked underneath. I was wearing my Satanic War Master shirt earlier, but I was asked to wear some horrible shirt, so I picked up this dead shirt because it has skeletons and all that stuff. But yeah, look at this majestic sweater in all its glory. Tombstones, skulls, pumpkins, bats, ghosts, spiders, witch hats, and cauldrons. This is one of the ugliest shirts I've ever worn, and I'm wearing it for you people because some of you people wanted a Halloween stream. So here you have it. I don't know what's up with you people. Are you celebrating Halloween? Are you eating delicacies? Are you doing trick or treats? Are you teasing your neighbors? Are you drinking? What the fuck you're doing? Feel free to shoot me with questions and all. Me, I was definitely taking a sauna, chit-chatting with the neighbor, having a cider and shit. And now I'm gonna do more chit-chatting with you people. Yeah. Morjes, Jouni. Yeah, Rob, I know I'm scary without it, definitely. It seems if this um, video quality is a little bit grainy because it's dark. I really don't have enough lighting here, definitely. New Morgul. I actually have it in my digital preview pile, but haven't yet listened to it. The guys from Morgul told me that they should be sending it this way at some point, but I don't know if they forgot or if they haven't had the time. I don't know. But I should be reviewing that album at some point anyway. Candy all weekend. Is that the Halloween thing? All right. A night shift at work. I feel sorry for you. Booze and beer. I'm gonna do some workout during the weekend, and yeah, I guess a couple of beers as well. So Halloween in Finland. When I was a kid, there was no really Halloween in Finland. I mean, I have no recollection whatsoever from Halloween time in Finland. That means there were no pumpkin candies or spider webs and witches or whatever. No, basically Halloween at all existed here. I mean, for 1 week from now, we have our own celebration day, but it's more about something like celebrating the dead, Holy Men's Day or whatever it's roughly called. Basically, because it overlaps with Halloween and this kind of end of the season of harvesting ritual or season. Basically, it's roughly the same with some differences as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not really the same as Halloween. However, Finland started to adopt Halloween party or culture in past few years. By few years, I mean 10 or 20 years. And now these kind of a trick or treats, and especially all kind of Halloween pumpkins, ghosts, witches, uh, basically any kind of a costume thing is happening, and I think it's actually quite refreshing. Uh, Basically, a kind of a mid step from summer times towards Christmas. When kids are and adults too are getting presents, and people are kind of celebrating the midwinter in a ways. So I guess this is kind of a roughly the same idea that because the summer is all gone and all that shit, and days are getting shorter, nights are getting longer, and this is kind of a like midway to that midwinter from midsummer. So basically, it makes sense to kind of have this kind of a party, so people can just I don't know, celebrate the incoming darkness and spend some time together with friends, be it with booze or good food, or I don't know, whatever you want to do. Maybe decorate your house with spider webs and witch stuff, skulls. We had some skull candies and some delicacies, stuff like that. And I think it kind of makes sense. Sorry, this is just getting too hot here. Oh. But yeah, there was definitely no Halloween when I was young, so I'm kind of happy it's happening now because it's more fun than Easter. And in a way, it's actually more fun than Christmas. Christmas can be quite boring, to be honest. But then again, if you have family, it's maybe good stuff to spend with your family members, kids, and all that stuff, and open those Christmas presents. But different people obviously do different stuff. Doesn't matter whether you're pagan or whether you're of some religious sect. Usually, people are having good time on given holidays for kind of obvious reasons. It's a day off from work, and if you do work, you get like extra pay. And if you're having an day off from work, you get to relax, maybe watch a movie, go out, have a good dinner in a restaurant, spend time with your friends or family. I don't know, so many possibilities basically. But yeah, Halloween is not that special, but still better than your average day. So getting with your replies and all that stuff. Igloo Major was asking if I listened to the new Morgul album. Not yet. In fact, it's in my preview pile, and it should be quite soon next in line. I mean, I'm roughly a month behind of my digital promo pile. So basically, what I'm staring here at my screen are promos, the digital kind that I downloaded on 13th of September, and that's when I got Morgul promo. So haven't really been listening to it just yet. Yeah, what else? Roba is bartending all weekend. I'm coming to your bar. You're gonna serve me some booze, all right? Paul Bear. All righty. Finrady is asking, can I think of any metal-related costumes one could wear on Halloween? Obviously, if you're into power metal, Halloween, the band shirt or apparel could do it. I think kind of a Cradle of Filth kind of a thing could work, or any kind of a more gothic thing. I mean, that's the reason why I went for Death shirt. These skeletal beings. I was actually looking for my Torture Killer shirt because it also has a lot of skulls. So basically, death metal appearance kind of fits Halloween theme in terms of having undead or, well, just dead. And I guess a lot of, well, many kind of black metal shirts and stuff like that could really fit with, Halloween theme. Obviously, gothic style, like I used to date, my very, very first girlfriend. She was a gothic girl type, and she had these kind of a cool clothing with, spider web things, with this kind of a very, very gothic type of clothing, maybe some silk, I don't know, laces, stuff like that. I think, especially gothic music and black metal music kind of go hand in hand when it comes to Halloween themes. Whatever it's about witches or skulls or the death or zombies and stuff like that, you can really just, put on your regular metal clothing and nobody will even figure out that that's not your Halloween costume, it's your everyday costume. So there you have it. Hello, Nestor, Costa Rica. Nestor, what's up with this Sunday? Care to enlighten me? I haven't been listening to New Archcode, but I actually got an email confirmation that the label sent me the latest Archcode CD. So I've been actually skipping that one track. I think it was available as a premiere for this the album. So I haven't been listening to that. I am waiting for the full album. I usually kind of avoid listening to individual songs. First of all, I'm not the type who goes for hit songs. We all have listened to them one way or another, especially with the kind of a more mainstream artist. Everybody knows a song or two by, Michael Jackson or Iron Maiden or Metallica or Madonna, things like that. But in my opinion, metal releases are all about albums or EPs, whatever they are. It's not a single music. And as such, I kind of want to avoid listening to individual songs, especially when they're teasers about new albums. I mean, if metal music was about releasing singles like one every month, and after 1 month of whole year, like 12 tracks, one per month, would have been done, there would be a whole album. Maybe that would be a different, before albums, that is before album-oriented music or album-oriented records, AOR, basically. Album-oriented rock, like the how it goes. like before that, bands were releasing singles, and singles were meant for radio plays. And obviously, when you are for radio play, you are kind of bound to have this strong single, this strong individual song. But this was way before, metal was any kind of a thing. That is, we're talking about 50s and 60s and 70s, that kind of a era. And metal music, I mean, when it came out, we were already living the era of album oriented music. It's not like, it was like Beatles releasing one song, and then maybe there was a B-side for this single, and then they would release another single and another B-side, and eventually these singles would be released on an album. So metal has more or less always been about albums, or at the very least EPs or MLPs, mini LPs, as the saying goes. So metal people are kind of used to that music is released on full albums. And as such, I just happen to be of that generation, born in the 70s, that when I got to listen to music, they were all full albums. So instead of listening to individual songs like, okay, this is The End or Sandman, or there, this is Sad But True, or Nothing Else Matters, I'm kind of a person who like picks up the CD here, okay, and there is this track list, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to each and individual track, and it's gonna take me 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 45 minutes, and then I'm gonna listen to it from the beginning to the end. And if I like it, I'm gonna just repeat it and play it again until I'm either bored or I'm gonna just love it even more and just play something else in between because, well, everybody needs to change. But yeah, that's why I never got to be into this. Yeah, I really need to listen to this individual song. Oh, Archcode is now out with a new song. Wow, Dark Throne is out with a new single. Fuck those singles. I understand their meaning from the marketing purpose, but I'm not the target of marketing. I get to review full albums. So for me, singles can piss off. The same goes for movie trailers these days. When I was younger, I wanted to see those, oh, new Star Wars trailer. Oh, Lord of the Rings. Wow. Oh, new whatever famous director releasing a new movie. And wow, a trailer. Then I figured out trailers are so often kind of like taking the best parts of the movie just to kind of lure you in. It's almost like, hey, I'm gonna show you a little bit of titty here. Oh, titty, yeah, I'm gonna see this one. But I'm not into that kind of stuff. I want the full fucking package. It's not gonna do a little bit of a titty flash. Oh, you're gonna show me some of the butt. Wow, make waves. Fuck that waves. Fuck those waves. The thing is, I want to hear the full package, not just the best song, which is probably the single song, the individual song. So fuck that shit. Wait for a full album and let that sing for you. I mean, if the full album is good, then the band is good. But if there's only like one good single track and the rest is shite, piss off and die. All right, rant over. Hello, Alvaro Skito. CL, does it mean Chile? Hello, Mark Murbach. Hello to Switzerland. How are the things in the Alpine region? Finward, yeah, I live in southwestern part of Finland, and no, because I live in the countryside. There's nobody to do trick and treats. Basically, some areas seem to have those kind of trick and treat culture already, I guess, coming from United States. But it's really not happening here. I mean, there are not really kids living around these areas. And if there were, they would have to walk quite a lot in order to get some candy. But I mean, we have some candy, so feel free to ring their doorbell and you will get some. but it's not likely to happen here. Maybe some parts of Finland that is actually really happening. Hello, Old Forest Gully. Where is Lewiston, Maine? Is that like a northern United States? Hola, Juan de Vera. Nice to have you. What else? I'm just reading the comments in case you're wondering what the hell my eyes are doing on the screen instead of the camera. I'm trying to read your comments so I can reply them in a timely fashion. Yeah, like Roba Saibot here said, it's kind of weird that bands release like that. I mean, Archcode is not exactly the next Iron Maiden or like that. But the thing here is, obviously, labels want to, make some profit. It's not like labels release albums by bands, just because it's kind of cool and nice. The thing here is selling albums is harder than ever. And even though there's a lot of hardcore metal maniacs around the world, it's not so automatic that you sell enough of albums and profit comes like that. It takes a lot of work, and that's why obviously labels want to promote individual songs, kind of like teasers of what the album is going to be, so that more people find out, okay, there is this new Archcode. Reviews are part of promotion. That's why labels still do that. Bands as well. That's why I am being sent, CDs like, hey, can you review this and that? Or other places, be it magazines, music blogs, music websites, or YouTube channels such as mine. The thing here is everybody wants to have their slice of, attention. And that's how promotion works. You send somebody a CD and hope that this person who gets the CD is going to say something nice about it or say something about it instead of just, throwing in the trash can and forgetting there. And that is the way to people to find out new albums. I know there's a lot of people who say, yeah, I don't read reviews. I don't listen to reviews. I don't want to hear about reviews. And then the same people are like, hey, please recommend me some music. Now, isn't that the point of reviews being done? In a perfect world, there is this label who release music by this band. And the band and the label want the same thing, people to find their music. So they go hand in hand and boom, send this music to this whatever media or person who then talks about this music. And then there is this audience who kind of hears or reads what this person or media is saying about the music. And then this person gets into this music because of this review. Like, okay, this sounds really cool. And then either directly from the label or the band or via a distro, purchases this CD or whatever releases. So in a sense, here the label and the band, they're like doing stuff in cooperation. They sell it to the label. And, because of this review, this person wants to buy it and it buys from the distributor. In a perfect world, everybody wins. The band, because they're making good music. The label, because they get their money back invested in the band. And the distribution, because they actually spend money to the label in order to, sell this release. The reviewer, he or she becomes happy for reviewing some music, which he or she got for free from this label. And the fan, who actually like, hey, because of this review person or media here, I got to know about this band. I'm going to buy it here, and I'm fucking happy, audience. So in a perfect world, things go like that. So obviously, that's why all these singles are released. This band, this label is like, okay, we're going to send this message to the possible audience. Buy this song, it's so great. And this audience, okay, but I want to hear more. I want to know more before I spend my money on this distribution or to your label. And that's where the review people come like, hey, it's not just one good song, it's a full album. Nice to know. I'm going to spend my money now. Thanks. I'm not getting anything out of this, but glad to be of help. No problem. And money is being spent. Everybody wins. Right. That's the simplification. simplified version of how things go when things are like working nicely. Andrew from Italy is asking, do I like Ghost Bath? I'll be honest with you, I have never heard Ghost Bath. I know it only by name. Nestor Guy is asking, like, which one is my favorite local beer? I'll give you a link. This is my favorite Finnish brewery, and I am hoping that one day I get to do some cooperation with it. But Coolhead is, in my opinion, the best Finnish brewery, and they make a hell of a lot of good beers. But I can't name one beer over the another because there's so many good beers coming from many parts of the world, and this is just one brewery doing a lot of great beer. Oh, friend Wraith, nice to know about trick and treat thing. Yeah, I guess it's more popular around suburbs. Alex is asking, where is my Polish cousin? I assume you mean Mariusz. If you are looking for Mariusz, he might be popping up later on, not on the stream, but when some events take place. Overscully, Northern New England. Yes, Maine. Yeah, that's why I figured that Maine is like close to, I guess, Massachusetts and Vermont, places like that. I've been to Massachusetts a couple of times, Boston and nearby areas, and I really liked it. New England is beautiful as far as I could tell. Not that my experience is very big, but still. Yeah, Gila, Children of Corn. Yeah, that's a pretty good movie from the 80s. Alfred Gully found that 1% Finnish. Shocked. How come shocked? Well, I think it's funny to realize that we have our roots going to different places. Pasta. Oh, sorry. What the hell is that name? Paste CKP. Thoughts on Hautakammio? I'll tell you this. My Hautakammio release is out next Friday. Yeah, it's a good one. I actually have the wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, I think my CD review pile is kind of a mess. I actually made kind of a disorder here prior to making stream, but yeah, Hautakammio release, the CD, it's a good one. Already out since September, and this is a good one. Review out next week, next Friday, actually. Gram Alerav is asking my opinion about Batushka. I actually been doing that a couple of videos, so I'm not going to recap it here. But if you want to find my opinions about Batushka in more deeper level, I strongly recommend you to check it out. If you don't want to do that, well, then you have your answer right there. Yi Law. Yeah, that's the underground is where things happen without, real good commercial labels. So, yeah, I mean, there's so much happening between mainstream and underground. Underground literally kind of like goes underground. Like it's not available via Bandcamp or PayPal, Spotify, stuff like that. But in order to talk about mainstream, we really need to understand that even bands like Cradle of Filth, Dimmu Borgir, Behemoth, while they're the biggest in the extreme metal as far as it goes to how many Facebook followers they have or how many streams they have on Spotify, etc., they're not really mainstream. Compared to real mainstream artists, they're small insects. But yeah, they are big in terms of extreme metal, obviously. So we have to understand that there's a lot of things going on between the mainstream and the underground. No, I won't be watching Behemoth live show because, first of all, if I want to see a live show, that means live show, not a stream show. I've seen Behemoth a couple of times in the past. I think 3 times in total, and it's a really, really entertaining band on stage. But I don't see myself watching them, on a stream. If I really want to do that, I'd probably get some DVD or Blu-ray and watch them on stage. But in my opinion, bands lose so much when it's not happening, live. When you are missing the sweat, the atmosphere, people around you buying that expensive beer, which is just gonna go different places when people go, okay, I want to go to the front line and all that stuff. It's like sex versus watching porn. When you are seeing band on stream, it's effectively like you are seeing people having sex, through a screen. Oh, they are, doing this kind of action right there. It's not like you are present there. So there's this difference. I want to be part of it. That's the deal there, versus having a screen between me and them. So yeah, it's a different thing. I don't get much out of those streams really. So that's why I don't really do them. Hello, Pim. Mark Merber, he's asking, as a Finnish-speaking person, how much Estonian can I understand? Well, they do have similar words, but it's basically impossible for me to understand Estonian. The thing here is some of the words are kind of like misleading. Two words which are almost the same can mean actually two different things. So it's not that easy to understand them in such a way. Like, for example, Swedish and Norwegian or Danish, they have a lot of words which are basically the same. Much like, maybe Spanish and Italian are roughly the same in that sense. But Finnish and Estonian, they are a lot different. More different than you could imagine. Eric Oy is asking, do I believe in the paranormal? I kind of want to believe, but I have a hard time doing that. That is, whenever I hear ghost stories or poltergeists and things like that, the science side of me is more like asking, so what's really causing the thing here? But I kind of want to believe that there are ghosts and there is something like paranormal. Like, I have had my sessions of spiritism in the past. I so badly wanted things to happen. Things move on the table. That people beyond death and life talk to me and all that stuff. And I remember when I was, teenager, and we had these spiritual sessions, spiritism, talking to Ouija board. And there were people who were like saying, like, you cannot go to in front of the mirror and, cross your fingers and say some like 13 times Hail Mary and you will die. Of course I would fucking try that. I mean, why not? Or that the devil will come through the mirror or something bad will happen. Of course I'm like, okay, I cannot fucking do it. But I remember like one guy who were there with us in this kind of a spiritism session. He was freaked out. I guess, it was dark. It was fall time, raining outside. And, whatever you hear, like a weird kind of a noise, you would get such, like, upset. So some people are more like sensitive like that. And I don't blame them. I mean, after all, our survival instincts, when they kick in, we're kind of like bound to react on weird things. Like if something was to pop up on my window right there and it's dark, I cannot see it like more than maybe 3 meters away. Like if something suddenly knocked on the window, I would fucking get goosebumps. I would be like, what the fuck? Like what the hell is seriously happening? But the science side in me is more like, okay, there is an explanation. Is it like raining? Is it a hailstorm? Could it have been a bird? Things like that. When once you figure out what's going on, that kind of you know removes supernatural out of the equation. I don't know if you get my idea, but the thing here is things happen for a reason, and usually it's up to you to observe surroundings and find out what's happening. Like for instance, I come from a strong martial arts background, and having been training quite a bit of self-defense as well. um, if I hear strange noise, there's always a reason. It's for me to just turn my head and like figure out where is this noise coming from. Use my ears, use my eyes, use my rationality to figure out what's going on. If I hear bang on some object, I need to figure out if it's a wall, is it some car, floor, ceiling, door? Is somebody banging on the door? What the hell is going on? I mean, sounds don't just happen. There is always something. And instead, if you want to believe it's a ghost knocking on your door, feel free to do that, but doesn't really make much of a sense. Like some people believe things happen because of good or bad luck. I instead go with the saying, luck is just a lazy way of mathematics. So when you're like, hey, I am so lucky these things happen to me, they don't happen because of good luck. They are just coincidences, which are then again something that you can basically mathematically calculate. Like if a person is walking around with a wallet that is kind of bound to fall eventually from his pocket, then it's more about chances, how likely it is for this person to lose his wallet and such lose his money because the wallet isn't exactly safely and securely placed in his pocket. So he has a loose pocket. He has some wallet that is going to pop out from his pocket because he's running. And then you find this wallet and like, I'm so lucky I found a wallet. Wow, with money in it. But it was just bad planning from this person. And you were just kind of there by coincidence because eventually you were going to walk down this road or whatever. And that's why you found this wallet. It's not like you found wallets in the middle of forest because nobody goes into forest like as often as on the streets, if you get my meaning. I know it gets a little bit weird and confusing. I don't want to go too deep into that, but the point here is, as much as it is fun to believe in the paranormal, usually there is a rather normal reasoning behind it why things happen. So as fun as it would be, especially during Halloween, and when I hear knock, 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 and I'm like, oh, it must be a ghost because it's Halloween and I'm drunk. But in reality, it's a neighbor who's saying, hey, you forgot your towel at our house. I'm here to return it. And then you're kind of like, bummer, I wanted it to be ghost. Instead, neighbor. Yeah, but long rant once again. All right, I'm going to scroll back a little bit and read some of your comments. Kram Ravi is asking how fluent I am in Swedish. I'm not fluent in Swedish. I know a word here and there, but that's pretty much of it. So I don't really know about it. Nestor guy is asking, like, trying to recommend me Goat Smegma from Estonia. Maybe I will listen to them when I have the time. Oh, old Frost Gully is asking me a good question. Seeing links in the description, but someone who has never done any social media whatsoever, do I have an email for you to communicate with? Yes, I do have an email address, and it's actually mentioned on Rauta's YouTube page. So when you open Rauta's YouTube page, I would show it to you, but it's all in Finnish. And there is this information box. It should say show email. So there is my email address, and you will find it under one click. Now, why it is hidden is because of YouTube decided to hide it, and it's probably in order to protect content creators from emailing spam bots, and whatever. So there is email always available, pretty much on every YouTube creator's information page, but people actually need to use a little bit of their brain to find it. And Pim Video Clips was asking, what do I expect from the next Steelfest? Do I think it will happen? It will definitely happen, but the bands are not public, so that nobody can really blackmail the festival or target the bands and start blackmailing them. So once you don't know who is going to play there, you really can't troll them, right? So those bands are hidden until they are finally revealed. Nuclear Holocaust is asking what are my thoughts about last Necromantia album. I haven't heard it. I know it's out, but haven't heard it because I kept busy by other review albums. And Mark Murbach, my pleasure. Sorry for delay. Yeah, Magic 69 is mentioning that big festivals have those screens and all that stuff, and I had to look at them in order to see the band. That's very true, but I'm still in the presence of other human beings, so it's very different to be at those festivals and see those screens rather than just, be at home wanking by myself with a band on virtual stage. Drums of War is asking interesting question. Do I think we will have metal festival / concerts with thousands of people like we did before pandemic? I think we will definitely have those, especially when more and more people are getting vaccinated. Things will happen and definitely go towards normal. And Kram, yeah, seance is the right word for spiritual session. And yeah, I don't consider UFOs paranormal. I mean, after all, UFO means unknown flying object. So it's entirely possible for people to see like strange planes or, drones nowadays, even fucking weather balloons, I guess, in the past. But yeah, obviously, it's possible that some alien creature comes here and flies with the flying saucer or whatever. It's not that likely. It's more likely that we don't understand what we're seeing, and when we decide to believe it's a UFO, well, it's for us to decide whether how likely it's for us to see a UFO versus something else. But yeah, technically speaking, UFOs are possible to see. Hello, John Red Rocks. Love the shirt. Thanks, man. Jakub Jugovsky is asking, where is the evil badass in black metal? I get the feeling nowadays it's just PC hippies, another music genre. Now, the interesting thing is, when you get older, you kind of start to understand that there's not this mysticism going anymore like it was in the past. That is, in terms of being evil and dark and all that stuff. Once you figure it's basically normal human beings behind any given band, things become more mundane, more everyday things. So it's harder when you go older to think that these bands are so much evil. I mean, once you get older, you start to figure out that the real evil bastards in society are not some black metal artists, but the real terrorists and powers that be, maybe some tyrants and dictators who pull the strings. It's not some musician who decides to grab a guitar and like, okay, I'll do some evil riffs here. So maybe that's because the certain kind of a mysticism is being removed. And Sodom and Samal are not going to be at Steelfest. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, those bands chose their way. That's how it goes. But I wouldn't really bet on any Steelfest bands that are out or in. You don't know. You can speculate, you can make guesses, but we really don't know. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if even some bands that decided to go cancel would be back. Really, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, all bets are off. Gyro, I'm very much with you on this explanation about the paranormal. And Honsere rocks, of course, you can find a wallet in a forest, but it's not as likely to find a wallet in a forest rather than, on lying in a road. That's the basic thing here. Iguman Thorn, my pleasure regarding Baksak. Yeah, it's an interesting release. Some really good stuff, some not so good stuff, but interesting release nevertheless. Joseph Rocks is a big hi-fi nerd. What is my system? I wish I could say, yeah, it's real hi-fi stuff, but what I'm using is, I really can show it's so grainy and dark here. What I'm really using is a kind of a mid-level. You might see it before, behind my recliner. There, if you take a look at where my finger is pointing, there is my Yamaha AV amplifier. That's 600 euro system, so not exactly hi-fi, not lo-fi either, but kind of a mid-range system. And there is this Audio Technica LP player, roughly around maybe 250 euros. So once again, kind of a mid-range item in so many ways, lower end of mid-range, but still. Then I have a Cambridge CD player. I don't remember the exact model. It's a little bit older. Then I have this Yamo speaker system. I have two here, which are basically the back speakers, because when I'm like playing or watching a movie, I go on this recliner, turn around this way, because my TV screen is right there. So the front speakers are right there. The middle speaker is right underneath, which you might be able to see if I twist this camera a little bit further. So by this beer can, there you will see the front speaker. Then there's this television. And anyway, there are a couple of these front speakers standing on their whatever pedestal it is. And then actually on that side, you can really see, because there's this, panel. But yeah, there is this